My name is Nicole Nagelli, and today I have Toby with me.
Hi.
Do you want to say a little bit about yourself?
Um, I'm Toby. I draw cartoons and stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to draw more cartoons.
Heck yeah. Okay, here's the icebreaker question. Tell us your favorite quote, but in your own words.
So there's a lot of cool quotes and I can never remember any of them. And the only one I can remember right now is that one Meowth quote from Pokemon. He's
Mhm.
like something about differences. If we focus more on what was the same instead of what was different, who knows? It was like that. I don't know. I think that's a neat quote. Because there's some universal things that everyone experiences, and if we focus more on that, we could there's connections or something. Because we all have. I don't know. I don't know. That's all I can remember right now is Meowth. I don't know what that says about me, but yeah, Meowth from Pokemon.
That's interesting. So, why do you do art? It's not necessarily like the I've been drawing since I could hold a pencil kind of question, but what does it fill in your life? Like, why do you do it and not anything else? Not in a
Hmm.
mean way, though.
Yeah, art's the only thing. No, it's I think I do it helps me process things and in life and stuff, or think or I don't know, it's just kind of fun to draw silly things, but also when I'm really bad at thinking about things, or doing process, I don't know, thinking, or this is or it helps me kind of figure things out sometimes to draw them, or to it fills the holes in life. I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, that does make sense. Do you find yourself drawing like the same things sometimes, like patterns, as you look through
Sometimes,
what you do?
yeah. It's just it it's a good way to kind of it can fill all the different things. Like if you need something funny, you can draw something funny. If you need to process something that's a little bit more serious, you can draw it. If you're just sitting there, you can just mindlessly doodle a pattern. It's it can fill all the holes.
Yeah, yeah, it's really nice. How do you feel about the future? Like, do you feel more excited or scared? Is there anything that you're looking forward to or not looking forward to?
I'm scared of a lot of things. But I think the future has a lot of exciting things. There's so many talented artists nowadays, and it's so cool to see everyone I know doing all these cool things. Include you're doing all this cool stuff, and
Thanks.
it's so cool. It's so cool to see. So I think the future of art is looking really bright.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree. Everybody from Toby and I know each other because we both went to CISA in like 2019, which,
That's
oh
so
my God,
cool though. Oh
feels
my
like a
goodness.
world. Yeah, but everybody has grown like so much since then. You included, like it's just insane. Yeah, totally like the next
So cool.
generation.
Yeah.
So, is there anything that you're looking forward to or like not looking forward to? It doesn't have to be art related too.
Well, things I'm not looking forward to is I don't know, having to adult life, doing all the adult things or whatever.
Hmm.
I don't know, job interviews and stuff, and taxes and all of that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. What role has fear played in your mindset toward art?
I want so much for it to be what I want it to be, and it's making it I kind of realize along the way that it's not what I was envisioning, but I think eventually I just had to accept that sometimes it's okay to just make terrible things because you still learn something along the way anyway.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I think everybody relates to that. Like I've talked to people who have like showrunners and stuff like that, and even they go through the same thing, which was really surprising to me when I first heard it. 'Cause
Yeah.
yeah, I guess that never goes away, but It can also like surprise you.
Yeah, it's really neat to know that that's like a universal thing and it's not just like a personal failing.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. How does fear affect your work and how do you combat it?
Hmm. Well, it kind of can sometimes be like, oh, I'm afraid to do this part because I know I'm not as good as this area. But I don't know. I guess just like accepting that it's like it's okay if it's not the greatest. It can because at the end it's something is better than nothing. That it can it's that helps me get past it is just like accepting that things aren't going to be the best all the time and making bad things builds up to making better things. And I don't know. I think it like it can sometimes like maybe like I'm too afraid to like if like making a certain thing like, well, will people not like this, or like is this too weird to make, or is this am I like is this wrong to make? But like sometimes when I've taken more risks with things, it's gotten like better reception. So I think like sometimes like because like sometimes in making art it's like kind of really scary to make the things that are like personal,
Mhm.
and that's but I think when you do make something personal, it tends to be more it tends to affect people more. And sometimes it's hard to I don't really know how to combat it. It's just kind of taking your fear and putting it in a little ball and putting it aside and going silencio Bruno, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, and it's just sometimes like fear can like if you fear can become excitement, I guess. And yeah, I think sometimes if you're a little bit afraid of what you're doing, it means you're kind of heading in an interesting direction.
Yeah, definitely. That's a really good mindset to have. That's pretty much what I do for all these interviews and stuff. I'm actually I wouldn't consider myself a nervous person, but I do get like a surge of energy before. I think it's just pure adrenaline over the years just because um I don't know. They say something in like improv and everything about the same like feelings and anxieties because they're so heightened. You can just like move it to confidence if you just like shift it just a little bit, which is really interesting.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I feel like a lot of things like I like get really nervous beforehand. Like I'll just be like there will if I have to do something, I'll just like be like incredibly nervous for like 3 days before. But then like
Mhm.
when it comes time to do whatever thing I was nervous to do, like it becomes just kind of a energy rush of like oh yeah, I'm doing it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like even before interviews and stuff, I have to give myself like an hour to just like think, and then I'm good.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
was so nervous before this interview. I
uh,
was like I was like scurrying around.
well, if it makes you feel any better, that's what I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I don't think that ever goes away, but like right now, I'm having a good time and it's like
Yeah.
it's fine. Everybody's too focused on like how they're being perceived to like notice how you're being perceived, which I guess is a selfish thing, but like it's fine. It's
I think it's
fine.
like a human thing to do that. Like you're just so worried about yourself, but then it turns out everyone's just worried about themselves.
Yeah, definitely. Like walking in school hallways, like nobody's actually like looking at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. When you encounter a problem, whether it be like in art or life, usually what's your first thought?
First thought when encountering a problem is probably, oh no, a problem. But I don't know. It's like okay, how I'm gonna have to think about this because like the like cool answer would be like how can I get past this problem, but then
Yeah.
what I actually do is probably a lot less cool. It's like when I encounter a problem, let's like I'm gonna think of a time I may have encountered a problem. I might like cry for a couple minutes
That's all
and
right. It's fine. I'll just
figure out what to
like
do.
I don't know, look away. I guess I could turn off my camera in real life. I'll just like this.
Yeah, but yeah, I think when I encounter a problem, there's probably like a just a period of just like freaking out. But then it's like, okay, what is the how do I solve this, and like what have I not tried yet to get past this? And like, or maybe I just like Google, how do I get past this?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's just like, why did Photoshop turn everything red for no reason? And then sometimes there is an answer for that, and it's like, this is something that can happen.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, that's why I have Photoshop and everything, but honestly, I've just been sticking to Procreate because it's so easy and there are pictures. So,
Oh man, that's so valid.
yeah.
I think if I had an iPad, I would totally use Procreate. It seems so nice.
It's so nice because you can take it anywhere. Like, I take it to my backyard and like sit in the grass and like animate like a film or whatever. It's like so portable and so nice. It's just so
So
much
awesome.
work because you have to import like each frame like
Oh, geez.
separately
Oh
into
no.
yeah, so that's kind of horrible, but it's like it's fine. So yeah, what's your creative process like right now? How do you think it'll change as I'm gonna ask that question after you answer.
Hmm. My creative process. I think it's a little bit different depending on what I'm working on. Um, for like when I have to do things in like groups, it's kind of like I don't know, it's more straightforward because usually there's like an instruction of what I have to do, and then I just like do it. But for like personal projects and stuff, I kind of I really like fun facts, and just like researching like space or the ocean or history and stuff. And like sometimes I'll find like a random fact that like really like catches my attention. I'll be like, ooh, that's really neat. I could make like a weird little story out of this. And then like when I have that little like random fact thing, and then I can tie it in, or like maybe it'll be like, oh, that reminds me of like a certain emotion, and it can like combine the two elements of like a personal experience emotion with random fun fact about history, the ocean, or space, or
Mhm.
something else entirely. Actually, death is another one too. I think like funeral stuff is interesting. That's like a weird thing.
No, it's cool. Yeah.
Like and then it like all combines, and then like it gets to like the technical stuff of like okay, well, what do I do with it now? And it's like this is the hard part of like, okay, now we have like a cool fun concept. Now I have to start writing things down, and like making like a actual concrete like thing. And that's the part I think I'm like in right now with most of the projects I'm on, is like trying to make it a thing.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but yeah, that's also really interesting though, because you actually have to do all the hard stuff and figure it out, and put it all together. And that's really exciting too, because like you learn things about the concept along the way. And then like if it is finished eventually, hopefully, it ends up being something like totally different from what it was at the start, but almost like cool still, like in a different way. And yeah, that's something I have discovered with making things, is that a lot of it is like what you discover along the way, and sometimes you discover stuff about the thing, and sometimes you discover stuff about yourself.
Yeah, I'm curious, like, was there ever anything that you made that maybe you were a different person by the time you finished making it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like there's something that's not finished, but I'm in the middle of making it. I've been making it for a long time, or attempting to make it. It may never be finished ever, but hopefully someday. But yeah, I'm definitely a very different person now than I was when I started making it. And so the thing itself has changed a whole lot to reflect that. But there's still, I think, elements from the first version, but it definitely is something very different now.
That's really interesting. So, keeping that like creative process in mind, how do you think that that will change as you continue to make more stuff?
I don't know. I think it's hard to predict that sort of thing, because it's as much as I like to say that I would like to, I am a wannabe prognosticator. I'm not actually very good at prognosticating. But yeah, I like to think that it'll be the creative process will be. I totally forgot what I was talking about. What was the question?
The question was, so keeping that like creative process in mind, how do you think that it'll change as you make more stuff? And what word was that? The prognosticating thing? What
Oh,
does that mean?
prognosticating. It's just like a. It's just a. It just means to tell the future, but it's like a shorter
Ooh.
way of saying to tell the future. So I like that word.
Yeah, it's a funky word. I like it.
It's funky. I like funky words. That's like another one of like fun fact things I like looking up for for
What's your
like
favorite funky word or funky phrase so far, or like that you've been thinking of?
funky word or funky phrase. I like the word defenestrate because it's like it sounds cool, but then it also means to throw out a window. And it's like, why is there a
Oh
word?
yeah, I've seen that.
And what's another? I like cosmogony because
Ooh.
it's like, oh, that's cool. And then it has a cool meaning too, because it means it's like the universe creation. And so I think that's neat. And I think that can apply to stories too, because you can like make a universe in a story. So you're like cosmogony. A story. I think I used that word wrong, but you get the idea.
Mhm.
And numinous is a good one too, because it's like to see the world, something you see religiously, but it's like it doesn't have to be religious. Like it's just like a like kind of like a when you like look at something cool, but it's like more than cool, I
Like
guess.
sacred almost?
Yeah, yeah. Or like I think like when you look at like something like really old, like a old rock formation or something, like you
Hmm.
kind of like it's like older than like humanity itself kind of thing. It's like oh this is cool, like it's
Oh,
numinous.
cool. Wow,
Yeah.
that's very, very interesting. My favorite one lately has been even a worm will turn, meaning that like even like the smallest of creatures can like get up and like fight if it's something that they believe in.
Oh, that's a good one. I
Yeah,
really
it,
like.
it gives a lot of like really good imagery.
Yeah, I just imagine this like worm turning over and being like, "Hey."
What did you say about my leaf? That's so rude. And then it grows giant biceps and like kicks a bird to the
Oh
sun or
my god,
something.
that's amazing. It just like is more powerful than you could possibly imagine because you pissed it off so much.
Super worm. So
Oh, it's
yeah, the question that I was trying to ask is, how do you think that your creative process from like right now, wait, I don't know how old you are. We're the same age, right? I think. I'm not sure.
um I'm 19. I think I might be a little bit older.
Haha, old. Yeah.
Elderly.
Yeah. But yeah,
You're
how do you think?
17, right?
Yeah, I'm turning 18 like next month, yeah.
Oh, whoa, that's really close.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
for your birthday. You'll
I
be an adult
have no
soon.
idea. I'm probably just gonna go hiking and like find a cool rock or something. That's pretty much it.
That's that's totally valid. That's awesome. Sometimes you just have to hike and find a cool rock. That's
Oh
like one
yeah,
of the best
definitely.
activities.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so right now as a big baby old 19-year-old, I said 5-year-old.
And five.
19-year-old. How do you think that your creative process will change as you make more stuff?
I would like to imagine that it would become more refined and I would get better at being faster about getting to the finish line instead of like spending multiple years like kind of trying to figure out what one thing is. I will just like have an idea and be able to execute it, but I don't know if I'll ever get to that point. I would like to think I will be able to refine making things and being able to finish things, but we shall see. Maybe I'll forever be like take a long time like contemplating.
Yeah, no, for sure. I definitely relate to that. It's hard to finish stuff.
Yeah.
Like unless I give myself like a concrete deadline that not only I myself set, then nothing gets done.
Yeah.
So, I'm curious, what is the one project, idea, or dream job or story that you feel like you're meant to tell or you'll regret not doing? Like when you're
Um
about to die or something?
I feel like there's one thing I'm working on that I really want to finish, but I don't think that's going to be the thing for me. Because, like, I really like it and I really care about it. But I think the story that's going to be like my magnum opus thing I have to tell is probably something I haven't even thought of yet. I like to
Ooh,
think that it has yet to come to me.
that's a very interesting mindset to have. What do you not get or you're trying to understand about the animation industry?
Um, I don't know. I have many things that I don't understand because I've only like barely like dipped the tip of my toe into like what it actually is, I'll be like, oh yeah, I think I kind of understand it now. And then like something will like come up and I'll be like, oh wait, I don't actually understand anything. I feel like I'll understand it more if I am actually ever able to get there.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's just kind of a big like mysterious thing that like I like, as much as I try to learn about it, I feel like it's like one thing that can only be like, you only understand it when you're in it, really. I think is probably because I feel like that's how a lot of things are. Like I'll feel like I understand the thing, but then when I'm actually like involved in the thing, I'll be like, oh wait, this is way different than I thought.
Yeah,
So
yeah, for sure.
my I guess my main question is I don't know, not really a question, but more of a, what is it really? I say like that is profound, but it's really just not profound at all. It's just me being very confused all the time.
No, that's relatable. I mean, I bet that's how philosophy works. So,
Yeah. I think philosophy is just probably like a lot of it is just like vague sentences that are just like vaguely relatable, like putting into words things that everyone feels, but it's just vague enough. But maybe
yeah.
it's real philosophy, but like I don't know, I think to some extent it's just like vagueness
Mhm.
that makes
Yeah.
you like think, it like think makes you think a little, but like it doesn't necessarily make you think about the same thing it'll make someone else think about. I don't know
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I'm
for
talking
sure.
about anymore.
That's
I think
like leaving,
mental
what do they call
philosophy.
like leaving like yeah, we were just talking about like holes earlier or something like
Yeah,
that. But like yeah, just leaving gaps so that people just fill in their own thing. I guess like for example, maybe with the most recent example I can think of is like Bo Burnham's like Inside, if you
yeah.
watch that, but like
I have
people's
not watched it because
oh
I
my
hear it's
gosh,
really
it's good.
depressing.
Yeah, yeah, probably. If you're not in
Yeah,
a good mental state,
I'll
then don't
have to
watch
be in the
it.
right mood for it. I just haven't had the 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 emotional room to watch something apparently that hard hitting.
Yeah, I'd say yeah, definitely. But yeah, stuff like that where people can like get their own meanings from it and that meaning is just a reflection of who they are, not necessarily what the artist was trying to say or something. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
I think that's a really like, it's a neat thing. Like it can, it's like because sometimes people will say that vagueness is a flaw, but I think it has its place. It can like, if it can cause you to think about something and like find some answers for yourself, then I think
Hmm.
it was successful.
Yeah, definitely. What's something that you really want to try in the future, like directing a movie or like making a game, etc.?
Oh, so many things. I think I really like the idea of being involved in a game, but I don't think I'm quite like on the path to ever be qualified for that. But I think I would be cool. But
What do you mean by that? Just out of
I don't
curiosity.
know anything about how game design works. I feel like I would need like a lot of coaching. But I think if like there was someone who would be willing to take the time with like and be like patient with me, I think it would be fun. But I don't know. It's a cool thing, but like maybe I'll leave it to like the people who actually like know about game design and stuff. But maybe I'll get into it someday.
Yeah, that'd be cool. What stories do you find yourself being drawn to? Haha, pun. But yeah.
I don't know, stories I'm drawn to. Um, I don't know. I like ones that can surprise me. Like I've been reading a lot of web comics lately, and something I like about web comics is that a lot of them are like, they're just like made by people who are really passionate about making a web comic. And so you find like this really like strange stuff that you won't see in like mainstream like kind of media. And it'll just get really funky sometimes, and I live for that sort of like funkiness. That's like really like personal to the person who made it, and is just like their mind going like directly on the page, just like there's the weirdest thing I could think of, and it's like, whoa,
Mhm.
that's so cool.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the reasons why I liked the Mitchells versus the Machines because it felt like a lot of the stories that I grew up reading, like in fan fiction or whatever, like just carefreeness. And I don't know. I feel like when you get too polished, like especially in mainstream media, then that just kind of goes away.
Yeah, it kind of loses that like that homemade like personal feel, and it's like
Yeah.
kind of robotic almost.
Yeah, I love it when like especially I used to read a lot of like Sherlock stuff when I was in middle school, but I loved it when I could see like you can see like the author like maybe they're a couple years older than you, but they're putting stuff that they're like currently going through like
Yeah,
into this script and it's like, "Whoa, so this is how you feel." And there's something just like so fantastic about that cuz then you kind of realize that you're not alone at all, which is
yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah, stuff that's just like posted on the internet by people who are passionate about what they're doing is just like so like raw and honest a lot of the time. It's really interesting to me, fascinating. I don't know. I like that sort of stuff because it's not stuff that you would see other places. It's like it's very personal to whoever made it.
Yeah, definitely. What is your favorite or the best thing that you've created so far that you feel?
Um so I've made a lot of things that like have ranged in quality. I don't think any of them have quite gotten like better than like good yet, but I think my favorite things that I've made are just like the really stupid things that I've made. Like I sometimes like I'll make like a decent thing in like Photoshop or like a like something, but my favorite things that I've made are the weird little comics I draw in MS Paint to entertain myself. Or like just silly things that are necessarily very good quality, but they're just kind of like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know if I told you. Yeah, I actually think I did, but your Instagram stories on like the fun facts that you were talking about, those are always like so entertaining to me because it's like, wow, I did not know that.
I'm glad you like those. I like rambling about random things, so I'm glad it's not just like annoying to everyone who sees them.
No, no, it's really fun. It's one of those things where it's like, oh wow, that's really cool. Um, who influences you right now?
Oh man.
And I guess like to make that question less scary, I could say like, what would you say if you had met them, or what would you like to learn from them?
Hmm. Oh, and I forgot to mention that like you post like the ocean fun facts on your story or like your
Oh
processes
yeah,
of art. I thought it was really fun. I
thank
really,
you. I
I
really enjoy doing them.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's really cool to see. I just yeah,
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
yeah. But who inspires me? What would I say to them? This is another one of those questions that like I always like my mind blanks when I hear it, but that's why I made an inspiration list on my phone.
Yeah.
If I can find it. It's like not necessarily people though. It's like stuff, but there's some people on it. So let me see if I can find it. Where is my inspiration? Aha, it's right here. It's in alphabetical order.
Oh
There's a lot
wow.
of like video games and various web comics on here. But oh, I found one. So there's these two animators. Uh Lindsay and Alex Smallbutera, I think. I might be I always read names and then I say things wrong because I never hear them pronounced, but
That's okay. It's fine.
I hope I'm not like butchering anything. But anyway, they run Small Blues, or is it Small Boo? I think I've seen it spelled both ways, but it's like the logo is like a little ghost. And they made Batman Piderman, and I looked up to them a lot. And if I were to
Oh
say
yeah.
something, if
I
I were to say
didn't you
something,
show me that at CISA? I remember
I might have. I showed
something
like
about
almost
that.
everyone I could possibly show Batman Piderman because it's one of my favorite things in the world.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's just all about friendship, and I adore that. It's just really soft. But if I were to say something to them, I don't know, it'd probably be something really lame, like I think you're the coolest, and then I would like pass out. But um, yeah, I don't know. I just respect them a lot. Their animation is so good too. It's so good. I wish I could do that. Maybe someday.
Yeah, I'll have to recheck them out. That is awesome.
Yeah.
What
They
never
do a
fails.
lot of stuff. It's like it's everywhere. They like did stuff for Adventure Time,
Oh wow,
Amphibia,
nice.
like a lot. It's in a lot of places. Their animation is in a lot of places. It's always like beautiful.
What never fails to ignite passion in your work?
I never
What happens on the days where you're like, "Oh yeah, this is why I do this."
hmm. I'm I have to think if I can say anything to this that isn't like completely lame.
Yeah, for sure. Take all
Like,
the time you need. It's totally fine.
like I don't know. I like when I can draw something and it like makes me giggle, and then I'll like show it to someone else and it makes them giggle, and I'm like, haha, it was funny.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, I just like drawing silly little things. Like I don't know I don't know what that entails or anything, but yeah, I think that's my favorite thing is just drawing goofy stuff, and it can make someone else smile too. And but I think even if I don't show it to someone else, and it's something that like the thing that keeps me drawing is like because like making pretty stuff is like really hard, and but I love though I do love that too when I like spend all these hours on something and like my back is hurting and my hand is hurting and everything,
Mhm.
all my bones are shattering. But then like at the end, like I play it and it's like an animation, it like moves a little bit and it looks kind of good. I'm like, oh, I did that. Oh, it's so cool. I'm a god. I made life.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I wanted to ask you, by the way, one of the things that I really love about your work is how you color stuff. Like it's like totally like messy in like a good way, but like chaotic and like really beautiful, but at the same time like you put a lot of thought into it. How do you even do that? Like who where did that come from?
I think it's cool that you like the way I color, because the reason I color like that is actually because I know nothing about coloring. I just am like, oh, maybe it would look better if I add purple here. Okay, there's purple there now, and it's entirely that I don't really know what I'm doing, and I'm just like adding colors, and I refuse to erase any of the colors, so I just add more colors on top. And I don't
That's
I
valid.
just like colors, so I have to add all the colors. And I feel like that's probably irresponsible, but I just I like things that are colorful, or like I like it when I don't know if this ties in at all, but I really like Eric Carle, he made the Hungry Hungry Caterpillar.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
I really like the colors and like shapes in that. And I'm like, how can I make this kind of like that?
Oh yeah, I can definitely kind of see that now. That's really cool.
Yeah, the kind of like the paper, or I think it was actually tissue paper, kind of like layering look, or like mosaics, I guess. I like those too. I like it when there's like a sort of collage aspect.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. When are you happiest when you're making something? Like what part of the process is that?
Hmm. I like the process. I think I can pinpoint when I'm the least happy, and that's like cleaning stuff up. But I like when I like the puzzle in animation specifically. I like puzzle solving. So like when the movement isn't like looking quite right, I'm like, okay, how do I make this look better? And like fixing the timing or the poses and like the whole puzzle solving aspect of it. I like solving, it's like a puzzle, like solving the puzzle, or like how can this look a little bit more natural, or get the sort of the movement I want. And I don't think I'm quite very good at it yet, but I think that's the most fun part for me. And maybe someday it'll actually start I'll solve the puzzle or something. But in like illustrations, I like coloring. I like coloring. It's it's really fun. And like making little doodles, I just like coming up with a silly joke, and then like when I draw it and like see all the weird little expressions, it's like, ah, there's weird little people here. But I don't know if this answers that question at all. But yeah, those are the parts I like the most, is just like the puzzle solving, making things like all colorful, and seeing goofy little people that I imagined in my head, no longer just being imagined.
What do you think are your strengths and weaknesses in your work?
Oh man, this is hard. In my work, my strengths and weaknesses. One of my weaknesses is making things clean, because I really don't like doing that.
Mhm.
Um, I think also one of my weaknesses is um making things make sense in space. That's really hard.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, same.
yeah, it's like, oh, wait, they have to exist actually in something that's not a void, and also interact with like the background and people and objects. Oh no. and that's really hard, but it's necessary. So I gotta just keep practicing that. Um, maybe it won't be a weakness someday. Maybe it'll be like a middle ground. A strength. Strength. Back to weaknesses. I'm really bad at tones. Tones are my worst nightmare. I'm really bad at them. But strengths, I think I'm good. I think I'm like uh oh man, I'm really bad at thinking of strengths. This is not a good thing. That's another weakness. um
Yeah, it's okay. Literally take all the time you need. It's totally cool.
I think I'm like willing to try things. Like even if I'm bad at them, I'll try them. Like I was making this really like stupid video. It was like a prediction video for the Owl House where I like just animate the characters doing really stupid things. But and I had to edit some sound for it. And I'm really bad at sound editing, but I was like, okay, here's a opportunity to learn a little bit more about sound editing. And it still wasn't very good in the end. But I got a little bit better at sound editing, I think. And so
Oh,
I think
cool.
that's a strength, is that like even if I'm bad at something, I'll like attempt it and like get a little bit better in the process.
Yeah,
And
definitely for sure. Have you posted that yet, by the way? Because I love
oh
your
yeah,
theories.
I did. It was like I tried to finish it before the second season because I
Uh-huh.
made like this prediction video for the first season. And I was like, well, now I have to make one for the second season, but it wasn't finished in time. But I think it was posted before the second episode, and I actually did predict something,
Ooh.
which was there's that scene in like the one episode where like Hootie is in the little backpack and
Yeah.
he's like a special delivery pain and his like voice becomes like way deeper and more menacing. And that was a
Yeah.
gag in my stupid prediction video. I was like, wait, that actually happened?
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Yeah, definitely. I wrote something for I did like a fake audition because I really want to work on the Owl House one. Like, but I probably won't get there
You
yet.
did
But
so good working on the Owl House. I hope you
oh,
do
thank
work on
you.
it.
Yeah, I made like a fake audition where I like wrote a part that I'd really like to like act in or like storyboard or anything. And I called the Lost Dad storyline, which I was like really excited about when that happened to King. And I was like, yes, I did that. Kind of, not really. They already knew, but it's fine.
Oh, that's so awesome. I love it when like things are like accidentally predicted and it's like, wait, that's actually happening.
Yeah, yeah, it's so fun because it keeps up. Like, I think if I ever become like a showrunner or anything, I want people to go like crazy, like that. It's so fun to see.
Yeah, it's definitely really fun to like see things from like both sides. Like when you're like a fan of something, you like think about like all the things that must be going behind the scenes. And then when you are working behind the scenes on something and like you see people talking about it and you're like, oh
I
it's
know.
just I
It's
haven't even worked on behind the scenes on anything like very large yet, but like the little things I have done and like I'll show it to friends and they'll like talk like say something about it and I'm like, oh yeah. That's a funny, it's funny to get both perspectives and I like hope that to have more perspective of working on things, like if I'm able to work on like a lot like more things and bigger things someday maybe.
What would be like your dream show to work on or to create? What would be like the perfect mix of weird and all the stuff that you like?
Hmm. It would,
So I was
I
just
don't know, it would probably, I would like something with like mixed media animation. I think that's really fun. But then like something that doesn't take itself too seriously either. Like there might be like serious elements, but I think like a lot of things like take themselves too seriously and life is like really stupid, and like I think a better reflection of life is stuff that just is really silly. But
it's really
like
funny.
a
Yeah.
mix, because like it's like a lot of people like claim that like life is just serious, but life is really dumb sometimes. And
Yeah.
it's just how that's how I like things that like are willing to make fun of themselves, because that's I think that's how that's more accurate, it's a more accurate reflection of life is when people are just a little bit silly sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. Is there a project or something that you're putting off because of fear?
Yeah, the one I'm currently trying to work on, I keep like putting off like making like the script for it because I'm really bad at writing, and it's writing scares me. But I just have to do it. I like kind of wrote an outline the other day, but it's not finished, and I'm like afraid to finish it because I'm like I don't know where to take this. But yeah, I think I just need to get over the fact that I can't write and just write it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I'm going through the same thing. Like, I when I wrote a short film about like the deep ocean and stuff, and the story was like fine, but it was like kind of bad. But I tried to like get the good and like mine it out of it and make something good with it. But yeah, it's really cool when you can do that to stories. Like, as long as you finish it, that's like a win, like
Yeah,
in and of itself, even if it's like super horrible.
yeah. And I think even if it's bad, as long as it's sincere, like it'll still be good to some extent. But
Yeah,
also, oh, maybe not.
yeah, definitely. I was just listening to, they just did a Rise Up just did a writing and animation panel, and one of the people they said something about like if you're not like good at it, just like say it like as authentically as you can, and that's how you like bypass the competition or whatever. Yeah, definitely. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I like to think that sincerity is probably key. So I try to like when I'm not like technically good at something, I try my best to just like be honest. And I'm really bad at that because being honest is terrifying. But I think I'm gonna try to be better at that to make up for the things I'm less good at.
Yeah, for sure. What helps you get out of your comfort zone?
Um oh, that's hard. I don't know how to articulate that. I think just like I think staying up way too late and then losing all my better sense and just being like, what if I just tried this instead of sleeping?
Honestly, that's like a good strategy. That's what like I've tried it a couple of times. You get some stuff. May not be good, but it is some stuff.
Yeah, yeah, you make something and then you like pass out and then you like wake up and you like have something and like it's not very good but it's finished.
Yeah, I was just telling somebody I learned like at the no not the start of quarantine, but I'm always I keep a notepad by my bedside table and I'm too lazy to turn on the light, so I taught myself how to write in the dark
Oh,
so that like
that's
whenever I
a
get
good
like one of
skill.
those yeah, whenever I get like one of those midnight ideas, I just like go and then I pass out forever. And then when I wake up in the morning, it's like a oh what? This is horrible. But I wrote it
Yeah,
down.
yeah, it's something you can make maybe use like a part of the idea in like something else. I think dreams are cool inspiration because they're just so whack. And
Yeah,
like even if the dream itself is like a terrible idea, you can like take elements from it.
for sure. What would you say to someone who struggles with fear in their work?
Um, hmm. I don't know. Like everyone I feel like always says like just do it. But like I would always hear that advice as a kid and I don't know, it wasn't really helpful because it doesn't really tell you how to just do it, but I'm not really sure
Mhm.
how to tell someone to just do it because that is ultimately what it comes down to. So I guess like my actual advice would be to stay up way too late when you don't have fear anymore because you're up too late and you're ready to fight God. And then you will be able to just do that. I guess that's the secret.
Solid advice. That sounds like something Grunkle Stan would say. Or like I feel like that's
My whole
something like
personality is just based off of Grunkle Stan. He's my role model.
valid.
That's my goal in life is to just become Grunkle Stan.
We're halfway there. um, is there like an artist or anyone that you'd like to collaborate with in the future?
Um, I don't know. I would like to collaborate with you. I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I think if we both make something really messy and stupid, that would be amazing. I'd
I
actually
think that
love
would be
that.
like the greatest.
Yeah, we should do that sometime.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, is there any like thing that you wish you could do, like maybe work with a musician or work with like a certain actor or work with I don't know, like animals or stuff like that? Is there anything that you wish you could collaborate with to make your work?
Honestly, I'd like to try everything you just said. I think all of those things could have really interesting results. And I like working with people with like different skills because they always have something like interesting to say that I would have never thought of. Like I like different perspectives always are really cool. That's something I like about like working with a group of people is that everyone has like something completely different to add, and it just adds to make things better. And like especially and like it's one thing when you're just working with a bunch of people with like a similar skill set because that's already awesome. But then when you work with a bunch of people with different skill sets, it just becomes really crazy and really cool. So I would just like anyone who would want to collaborate. I think I would be willing to collaborate with like anyone who would be like, oh, I'd like to collaborate with like your skill sets. I'd be like, okay, that sounds really cool. Let's see what we can do with that. And then I don't know, I think it could be neat. It would produce neat results regardless because it's like a combination. I think combinations are cool. I like combinations.
Yeah, for sure. Do you find it easier to like work on your own or with a group of people?
So I think both have their things. I think I'm more comfortable when I'm alone. I have to like step out of my comfort zone more to be with other people because I'm naturally like very 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 introverted, and I get I get really nervous when I have to like talk to people and work with people and schedule things. But I think like the final like thing is going to be better when working with other people because there's like more input and stuff, and it's also just really it's really cool to work. I really like working with other people because I don't know, people are cool and they like they always have cool things. I'm so bad at wording this, but they always working with people is really cool because I don't know, I just think like different perspectives and like skill sets like all make things much cool, and it's really fun to like discuss like how to make things better with people because like it always like it's like this like energy that you don't get when working on your own. It's more there's more creative energy when working with other people, but also it's nice to sometimes just like work on your own. I think it's easier to be make more personal like stuff that's that is more personal experience when you're working on your own. Like I would it'd be more hesitant to bring up like more like personal thoughts when working on something with a bunch of people. But when you're on your own, you can like more like do more introspection. So I think for like more introspective and like more like doing your own personal weirdness, it's better. I think it's better for me to work alone. But when I want to like have the more creative energy, it's and like cool like making a thing together with other people. I don't that's not very specific, but I think it's working with other people and working alone is better for different things. But while I really like working with people, it definitely takes a lot more energy for me personally.
Yeah, for sure. That's really, really interesting. Okay, so let's say that we're looking to the future right now. Like you're 50 years old and like everything that you'd ever wanted to try, all of that stuff, it just all worked out. And yeah, like I don't know what your goals are, but like maybe like my goal is to have huge gigantic biceps so I can carry around my 600-page sketchbook everywhere.
Oh, that's awesome. That's an amazing goal.
Yeah. But yeah, like stuff like that. Like, let's just say that like everything worked out.
Mm.
What advice would that future self have for you right now?
Man, I wish I could ask future me for the advice so then I could know the advice. But okay, I'm going to imagine I'm like the coolest version of myself looking at less than cool current self who might become cool someday. Um I would probably tell myself something along the lines of this is hard. um I don't know, keep going. It'll just like just keep trying, keep making things, keep work, even if it seems like impossible to keep going, or like you're not doing too good right now or you've like failed. Just keep trying, and even if your trying doesn't your best doesn't seem very good, the best will keep getting a little bit better until it's like passable and then like actually good. So even if it's like your current best is like not very good at all, just keep going anyway, because that's how you get a better best. That's a weird phrase. But you know what? I'm 50 and I have good advice. I don't need to have good uh good phrases because they're good phrases even though they don't sound good. Trust me, I'm like 50 and everything worked out for me.
That sounds like something Grunkle Stan would say again. But yeah, definitely. I want to ask you one more time. So, keeping like that in mind, why do you do all this? Like, why do you do art? Like, what does it feel for you?
I don't know. I just like doing it and I'm bad at everything else.
That's valid. Okay, so I'm gonna flip that around now. What advice would you have for future 50-year-old Grunkle Stan?
Hmm. You say everything has worked out, huh? But I bet you can do even more things. Like just you might think that you've done it all, but you're only 50. You could possibly live to like 120, probably not. But you could. You have a lot of time to keep trying new things because there's so many things in this world. There's no way you've tried them all. Keep experiencing new things. You might be old and jaded at 50, but just like yeah, open your mind to all the possibilities that you have yet to know, all of the knowledge you don't know yet, all the people you haven't met yet, all the random fun facts about the ocean you don't know yet. I'm sure there's a whole lot more. Science is constantly learning new things. They might have found a new squid. Learn about that squid.
Hopefully. Did they just found like a glass octopus? Did you see that?
I have not seen
Oh
that.
my
That's
gosh, I have to send it to you. It's like transparent and it's like super funky. Yeah, I love the
so
ocean.
cool.
But yeah, I what do you think that future 50-year-old you forgot about how it feels to be you now?
Mm. Hopefully how scary everything is. Maybe I'll stop being so scared of everything. mm. But maybe I will have forgot what it's like um to not know a lot of things and for everything to be so mysterious. And sort of like even though mysteriousness is scary, it's kind of interesting too. But also to have like maybe a little bit more compassion for people who don't know a lot of things yet, because just because they don't know what a keyframe is doesn't mean they'll learn what a keyframe is in like 2 weeks or after you tell them what a keyframe is.
Hmm. Yeah, it's very interesting. What is the most fearless thing that you've ever done? And this doesn't have to be art related.
Okay. Well, I'm incredibly cowardly. So, there's not a lot of things to choose from, but art-wise, it's probably just like attempting new things, but in general wise, there was like one time there was like some substitute PE teacher who like randomly sat us all down and said, "I have something to tell you. ADHD isn't real." And I don't know why he thought that was a good idea, but anyway, as someone with ADHD who had only slept for 30 minutes that day, I like stood up and like yelled at him, and that was probably not a good idea, but I think it was worth it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I don't know. People are whack.
I don't know why he was a substitute teacher. What was he even doing
Yeah.
there?
I don't know, spreading misinformation?
Yes. He's like,
Yeah.
you just eat an apple, you'll be fine.
Was there anything that you felt like, wow, I didn't have that. I didn't know I had that in. I had. Hmm. Was there anything where it was like, wow, I didn't know I had that in me?
Um, Probably that. I didn't think I would ever yell at an authority figure. Um, but I don't know. I think like whenever I finish making on an art related topic, I don't think I every time I finish something, it's like, wow, I can't believe I had the ability to make this. Even if it's like a really bad thing, it's like, wow, I still made something. I can't believe I had the ability to make this finished thing, even if it is like a silly Owl House prediction video. But sometimes it'll actually be a good thing, and I'll be like, whoa, I finished an actually kind of good thing. I can't believe I did that.
What are you most excited about for the future of the industry?
Um, I don't know. I think it's exciting because there's for a really long time it seemed like a lot of the like stuff being made was kind of similar, but I think nowadays there's more of a different kinds of stuff being made and different stories and like different like mediums and different voices and like all this sort of stuff is like there's more variety and like more things are happening. It's very exciting to see all these things that we've never seen before in like animation like being done, and I'm really excited. Like I hope I can be a part of that. um and like help create things that haven't been seen before or help even if I'm not like leading things, like I'll be like a small part and someone else who's like way more cool than me will be like making something cool and I'll be able to like help bring their idea to fruition. And I just think it's cool that like and like seeing all like everyone who's like our age, like you and all the other everyone else from CISA, and like making all this cool stuff and thinking that well these are the people who are going to be doing things in a few years, and like all this stuff they're making now is so cool already. Like what are this going to happen to the animation when they're the ones ruling it?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I remember one of my memories from CISA, like one night we were all just talking about like the class that Alex Hirsch was in that year, the same guy who made like Coco got like a
Yeah.
bunch of awards and like, obviously like Alex Hirsch and all these people, they're like, that's gonna be us one day. We're gonna like win so many awards, guys. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. I'm just so excited for you and everybody else and people who haven't even like no we haven't even heard of yet that are going
Yeah.
to change the course for the way the world works. My
Yeah,
God.
it's going to be so cool. I can't wait to see everything everyone's going to make.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, here's the last question. We made it.
Whoa, the last one.
Yeah. What is something that you thought was scary, but you were able to overcome or get through?
Oh man. Probably most things that I thought were scary because I'm scared of like everything. But then like when I actually do it, it's like, "Oh wait, this wasn't actually very scary at all." It's I think that's how fear works with a lot of things. Like sometimes some things are like good to be afraid of, like venomous snakes. You probably shouldn't get close to those. Or unless you're like a snake person, you can like touch them. But we're not talking about snakes. We're talking about art. Hopefully there's no venomous snakes in your art like supplies. But I don't know, maybe there is. And then you should probably like call someone who knows about snakes. But if in a lot of times things will be scary just because like you've never tried it before, or maybe you have tried it and it was really hard and like the memory of doing it like got a lot scarier, like, oh, I don't want to do that again, that was really hard. But then when you actually are doing it, it's a lot less scary. It's like, oh wait, this isn't actually that bad. It's a So I think the main hurdle is just getting past that initial like it's like there's a fence between like that is the fear, and you're on the one side of the fence and the thing you want to do is on the other side of the fence, and this fear fence is blocking you. And the main thing isn't actually what's behind the fence, it's just getting past that fear fence. And you gotta like do a really big jump, and there's like probably a
You go
tutorial
on
on
the
YouTube on how to
offense.
jump a little bit higher, but I don't know how to jump higher in real life. But like an imaginary jump over
Mhm.
the fear fence, and then the fear fence is behind you, and it's still a little bit scary because it's a really intimidating fence. But you're past the fence now, and you're in Thingland, and there might be more fences in there, but the thing is getting past the fence, and then the actual thing itself usually isn't that bad.
I forgot to ask you one question. What is something that you had all those feelings, the fence fear feelings, uh, and you actually ended up, I don't know, smacking the fence in the face and like landing on your side of the fence still? What's something that you failed at, and what happened afterwards? Was it as bad as you thought it was gonna be?
Hmm. I think like everything I've applied for and gotten rejected from, because it's more than I'd like to admit. But um, it's like I'll apply to something and be like, oh yeah, I'll get rejected, and then I will get rejected, and it's terrible. But then afterwards, it's like, oh, that wasn't so bad. And then like usually there will be something else that is available to do, and then I'll be able to do that instead. And if I had gotten not rejected from the first thing, I wouldn't have been able to do the other thing. So like sometimes there's like things like that work out sometimes. And other times I will be like, I don't even want to apply for this. I'm gonna get rejected like immediately. But then I'll be like, I'll apply anyway, and then I'll actually get accepted. And this has happened like 2 times out of the thousands of times. But sometimes, you know, you don't get rejected, and it's good. But yeah, I think that's something. Like if you get rejected, you still learn from the experience of applying to the thing, and you have more opportunities ahead. So it's like not that bad. Even though it's like really scary that like, oh, it'll open my email and it'll say, sorry, you suck.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but you know, it's okay that I suck for this particular thing because there's something else ahead that I won't suck for. And like, you know, just because someone said I suck doesn't mean I suck for realsies. I just, you know, someone and they usually don't say that you suck. It just feels that way. But and then sometimes someone will say, actually, you know what, you don't suck. And you can participate in whatever thing you just you ask to participate in. You're maybe qualified, and it's like, I'm maybe qualified this time. And yeah, so I think that's an example is you know, even if it does, this is the worst case scenario, sometimes it isn't as bad as you like are thinking it is going to be. And it's like actually like it sucks a little. It's kind of, it like sucks a lot at first, but then like afterwards it's like, oh wait, there's more things I can do.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's easy to get caught up. I don't know if it's just like a being 17-year-old kind of thing, but everything just feels big and it feels like
Yeah,
life or death sometimes when it really isn't. Like if I
yeah,
apply to like CalArts and get rejected, then it's actually like fine. I don't
yeah.
really care. Yeah, that sort of thing. Well, this has been amazing. Like you're awesome. I'm so excited for your future and whatever else you're gonna do. It's really cool.
Thanks. It was so awesome to talk to you. You're like one of the coolest people I
Oh,
know, honestly. Like
oh, you can't just like throw that on me. Thank you. I appreciate that.
yeah, you just like when you asked me to be here, I was like, I'm cool enough to be here. Come
Ah.
on.
Yeah,
Like
you have a lot of really good advice. I really like your mindset towards like art and stuff. I think it can help a lot of people who are like our age and trying to like figure out what the heck is up with this crazy world. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
it's
Yeah.
all very big and confusing.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have like contact information, places that people can find you or your work?
I am 2D pyramid, like the number two, then a D, and then the word pyramid on Instagram, and also on like a lot of other social media platforms. But I mostly most I just said mostly, and that's not a word. I mostly use Instagram.
Cool, cool, cool. Do you have any last thoughts?
Last thoughts. I don't know. I'm just like you said, last thoughts, and then I was just like I like pictured you. There's like some sort of book of poems, and like the cover of it has like a sidewalk that ends, and that's all I could think.
All
It's
right,
just
good. That's a good last thought.
that's like a thought that like it's like an end. It's like that visual, but that's not really a last thought. But yeah, I guess it is a last thought because that's what I thought of. But yeah, thank you so much for having me here. It was awesome. It was
Yeah,
awesome to
no
talk to you
problem.
again. I've missed you.
I missed you too. We should talk after this later.
We should definitely
That would be
talk.
fun. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you
Yeah.
so much for being here. And then now we're just gonna wave bye to the audience. Bye, guys.